fishing peeps? Sean, the average angler here.
I think I fished a...
Talked to you about my fishing trip yesterday. We made it out to Lake New Melones.
I think that point right there,
Beautiful day once again. It was cold in the morning, but ended up in the t-shirt, as you'll see in some of the video
clips.
clips.
And I think it was this cove.
The first clip you're going to see was actually near the end of the day. We kind of figured something out. We should have caught on too early. Excuse me.
Yeah, you ain't getting no more water. Right back to the fucking water again. Nice.
Come on, boot out. What the fuck? They like Daddy-O's jig, don't they, Sadie?
Swallow it?
Little tiny fish. Little tiny fish. Boy, there's good stuff right here. That fucker bit me out. I was so far out of position when he fucking bit me. I had the rod clear back over here, and oh yeah, see, you just got part of that fucking tail. Oh fucker.
Yeah,
there's really good shit up here.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's find out.
That fish was nowhere near as deep.
Just slow crawl on the bottom.
I'm just slow crawling. When I get in something, see, I'm in it right now. There's some nice chunky rock or something, stumps maybe down there, like what we're seeing up on the bank.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There we go.
That was an aggressive bite. Some largemouth is coming up.
Oh, nice fish. Looks like a nice fish.
That's a freaking largemouth.
Larger, a big spot.
Big spot. I think that's a largie. What do you think, Sadie? How did it fucking hook him? Where is he hit? Oh, fucking through the top of the nose. That's a largie.
Wow, nice. Another fat. Look at how fat all these fish are. They're fat and solid.
There we go. Nice fish.
Yeah.
All right. So, in the end of the day, we kind of started paying attention to what the fish were telling us. And that was, we were spitting up sculpin. See the picture right here, what the sculpin looked like. And anyway, we decided to make a change at that point to find something a little more accommodating to the color. What that was a 4-inch Yamamoto hula grub on a 1/2 ounce football head, light wire football head. The fish were down at 50 to 60 feet, but once we got them fired up, we were able to stick quite a few of them. So it was a lot of fun. Nothing big, you know, up to 3 pounds. We were just catching fish, having a good time on what really seemed like a pretty darn tough bite. You know, end of January, cold bluebird day. Like I said, you can see I'm in a t-shirt now here in my house in Gilroy. I've been out here cleaning the boat up. Dogs have thrown up in the boat the last 2 weeks for some reason. Anyway, we started out the day. I freaking choked it, dude. That tube is gone.
Oh, fish in the tube?
Yeah. It is gone.
shit. Oh yeah, he took it good. Nice fish. Skinny though. Look how skinny that guy is.
Skinny largemouth. Well, you see where that tube's at. Move your ass out of the way. See? So we started out the day, and some of these other clips you'll see when I have my bibs and my jacket on. We started on the point here in the picture I'll show you right here. Throwing a jig. And this is the jig I was throwing. 1/2 ounce brown round rubber with some, the color they call is Texas crawl. It's kind of like a pumpkin color with some purple in it. And I'm just throwing a twin tail 330 double tail there. I think they call it green pumpkin, but I call it kind of watermelon with purple, gold, and green flake in it. Anyway, that was a ticket in the morning. Caught some largemouth on it, and you'll see that in the clips to follow. And that was really kind of the staple. Kevin, who was with me, was drop shotting and throwing some other sort of Japanese rig that he recently learned about. Sorry, I'm outside. There's people driving by. Anyway, Kevin was drop shotting and throwing this other little rig with a little swim bait on it, and really kind of having a tough time. Only getting a couple fish, and unfortunately, my second GoPro that I had in the chesty failed to record anything. My fault. The SD card was full, and I didn't delete it from last week at Berryessa. Anyway, I don't know, we probably caught 10, 12 fish, and we ran up the river, as you'll see in some of the video, and really felt like we should have stayed back on the main lake. So we headed back to the main lake. Got that one.
You get him?
Never felt him bite, man. It just got fucking heavy. Oh, look at that.
Oh, whoa, boy. Came right up, went right back down.
That's a decent one.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
Oh.
Chunky.
Yep.
Chunky monkey. Look how fat and chunky these fish are.
Fat fish. Yep.
Solid fat.
All right, Ronnie.
Oh, look at all the fish under the screen there. That much.
What we found there on that second little point area that I had put in the breaking, or where should we start video, those were my two first starting spots, by the way. Those two clips of the map I showed you there was where I started. The tube, this one's not Old Ugly, but Old Ugly, this 3.5 inch Old Ugly on a 1/4 ounce tube jig head right here, the Bite Me head. Put inside the tube. I like them that way. They're a little more snagless. That way, in my mind, it's still an open hook. So not good for going through wood, but in the rocks with the tube, with the weight inside, it's pretty easy to pop them out. Anyway, I caught a few largemouth on it. And actually, I think the largemouth we caught were on the tube. I didn't get a lot of tube fish, but what we did catch on the tube were largemouth, so that was pretty cool. At the end of the day, there's that 1/2 ounce. That's a cinnamon with purple flake, 4 inch, and not really putting much action into it, just dropping it down. One of the clips you'll see, I just dropped it down right into a school of bait and fish, and it hit bottom, and I just drug it about 1 foot, and I was hooked up. This is the other jig I threw quite a bit. It's the same color trailer, but with a just brown with a little bit of purple strands in it. half-ounce football head. These are the ones I make. That one I was fishing on a Daiwa Zillion. They don't make anymore. It's an awesome rod, 7 foot heavy. Doesn't feel like heavy action. I love it for jigs. Anyway, the fish activity was pretty slow and not a lot of action to look at on the graph until later in the day when we found that last group of fish, which just so happened to be on the same exact point we started on. We're right next to it. It wasn't the same one, it was next to it. It was one that we looked at from there and was like, man, we got to go take a look at that. And I think we probably caught 10 to 12 fish off of it. Unfortunately, probably at least half of them were on that other camera, or so we thought. All of Kevin's fish, when he hooked up, I would turn around with the chesty and try and film them. I thought it was filming. But anyway, rookie mistake. We'll get it all ironed out. Next week, I'm going to go back to Berryessa, do a little bit more work on that, and yeah, we'll have another report for you. But you know, it's the end of January. The water temperature was about 54 degrees. I was really surprised for New Melones. That's warm, and you know, the lake's, it's still down really low. I'm sure they're happy to have the water in there they got, but it's low, and I'd only been there 2 times before, and that was over the last 20 years. So for me, it was really a different sight to see, to have to drive so far down to put the boat in the water. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow along, and these are going to get better. I got my cameras all dialed in now. I made some mistakes the first 2 weeks. Hopefully we got them all ironed out, and we're going to capture some better video. Until the next time, this is Sean with the Average Angler and Tight Lines. We'll see you soon.
Bait and fish right below the bait.
Was quick.
You must have dropped it right on their head.
No, I dropped it. It was open water when I dropped it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck, I may as well tow it up the thing. This is that cinnamon purple.
Yep.
Yeah, little color change.
Yep.
You like that? All right. Let him go. Let's get us another one, Ronnie.